Hello, my wonderful students, and welcome to another exciting episode of Drawing with Mr. Matthews. Now, in this flipped educational video, we're going to be talking about how to create borders. And why, Mr. Matthews, do we create borders? Well, borders are really important in art because they help isolate what you're supposed to be focusing on. For example, if I only want you to be focusing on the interior of this painting, if the color goes all the way to the edge, the eye will naturally drift off the edge and you won't be able to focus on what's important. So, like for example of what some of these paintings are, you can see that this border keeps your eye focused on the interior of what you're supposed to be looking at. So it is very important throughout this course of Intro to Visual Arts that we will be creating borders on all of our pieces of art, whether it's drawing or painting or collaging. So learning how to create a border is going to be a fundamental step towards you being successful in this class. But Mr. Matthews, I don't even remember how to use a ruler. Well, that's what we're going to go into first. And as we look at a ruler, I'm going to break it down for you as simple as possible to help you be successful on creating borders, no matter if I say I want a 2-inch border or a 1.5-inch border, or whether I want the interior of the picture to be a certain amount. So looking at a ruler, you can see that it's broken down by inches because we're using the imperial, not the metric. And as we look at the ruler, I'll break down 1 inch here for you. Here's 0, here's 1, and then there's always gonna be a 1/2. And the 1/2 is gonna be almost as long as the rest. And then in between those halves, you have quarters, 1/4, 1/4, and then in between those quarters, we also have 1/8, and then in between the eighths, we also have what's called a 16th. Now, the only reason that we would need to go into a 16th is if we were being very, very specific on trying to get a certain amount of space for the actual area that we wanted to paint. Mostly in this class, we're only going to be going by inches or 1/2 inches. And so I'll keep it as simple as possible so your brains don't have to explode too many times during this school year. So when I say a 1/2 inch border, it literally means 0 to 1, 1/2. So if I wanted a 1.5 inch border, we would go 1 inch plus, if this is 2, we would find the 1/2 point, and this would be where we're focusing on. So 1.5 inch. So let's have you locate that on the ruler. Oh my gosh, you got it on the first try. There it is, a 1.5 inch area. Now let's actually create a 1/2 inch border on this piece of paper going all the way around. Now, if I flip this over, I have a nice clean piece of paper. Always remember, wash your hands, have clean hands so that you don't smudge anything on your paper before we do artwork. And the simplest way to do this is first, if I say I want a 1/2 inch border, locate where the 1/2 inch is. And you can even make a mark with your pencil on your ruler, just so that you don't forget that's where you want to go. If I say I wanted a 3.5 inch border, then you could just make a mark right here, but we're not doing that today. We're only doing a 1/2 inch, okay? So the first thing you're going to want to do for your 1/2 inch border is you're going to want to pick one of your sides of this rectangle, and you're going to want to come in and at the 1/2 inch to the 0, you're just going to make a mark on one end, and then you're going to go to the other end of this side and make another mark right there, and then flip your ruler over, or if your ruler is already flat on that side, then just line them up, and you're literally just connecting the 2 dots that you just created. All right, put some pressure, make sure you have a pencil that's sharp and can write, and there you go. Then all I'm gonna do is repeat that same process on all 4 sides. So once again, locating where the 1/2 inch is. One mark on this side. One mark on that side. And as easy as connecting the dots, connect the dots, and there you go. And then for the last two sides, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Now, one thing that some students tend to make a mistake is they accidentally connect these other dots that they made previously. Just make sure that you are connecting the correct dots so that you don't create a taper. And a taper is when it starts thick on one side and goes thin on the other. And connect those dots as well. And last one, 1/2 inch there, and a 1/2 inch there. Line goes across. And there you have it, as simple as that. Mr. Matthews, that looks like an amazing frame for your artwork. And now you know some of the basic refreshers of how to use a ruler and some basic geometry on a rectangle, planes, and sides. So thank you very much for tuning in. Anytime you need to remember how to make a frame for any of your artwork, please reference back to this video. Have a great day, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.